My name is Inês, and I'm from the customer success team at Nutrium. And Manuel is here with me today, and she's a dietitian, and she's also part of the marketing team. So, welcome to our live demo. We'll be showing you around the software and guiding you through our features. If you still don't know Nutrium, so in this webinar, you can learn how to use it. And if you already know us and our software, you can learn new tips and how to use Nutrium in the best way. You have a Q&A box here in your Zoom window, and you can let us know all your questions there. We'll be answering you through the demo. So yeah, and we'll make sure we'll answer everyone. And well, just make sure you're listening to us, and you can hear us and you can see as well if there's any issue. And I think we can get started, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. So as you already been using the Q&A, this is the only channel we'll be having in this demo, so we can manage better what everyone is asking. I hope you guys see what one another is asking, and there's a cool feature in here in Zoom where you can upvote the question, and if you think that this question is really important, and so we don't forget to answer it, and we'll hope to answer everything, please upvote the questions so they are on the top. And as Inês said, I'm the dietitian in Nutrium, alongside with other dietitians that we have, and so we divided this demo so I can get through the features that are more nutrition related, and then Inês was going to cover all the great features that Nutrium offers in addition to that. So now I'm going to share my screen, and I hope that you are able to see the screen. Okay, can you confirm that you are seeing? Okay, so this is the software. Once you log in, this is what you'll see. I'm going now to remove my face so I don't get distracted. So I'm going to begin with our most valuable feature, which is the appointment flow. So this is where you'll be adding all the information that is relevant to your client's assessment and recommendations. And how we organize this is by appointment. So how Nutrium works is you ideally schedule an appointment with a client so you can have that time to record everything information about them, and then you just finish that appointment and you are ready for the next one. You can see in here that I have already appointments scheduled for the future, but now I'm going to schedule an appointment as if it was right now, and you can see in here that I click in schedule appointment, and I'll go immediately to my calendar, and I can even see my all the appointments that I have throughout the month. And now I'm going to schedule a new appointment with our favorite client, who is William Brown, and where we use him for all the demos that we have, because it's very, we've been working on this client for a while. And now I'm going to register the appointment. So you can see in here firsthand that you can choose start and date. You can see here if you want your appointments to be already confirmed or not confirmed, if you want clients to confirm this afterwards, the workplace that I'm at right now, and it's a very cool feature as well. I can integrate this with video calling platforms such as Google Meet, Zoom, or if you're using any other service, you can also choose that and then just add the link. If I choose Zoom, for example, Nutrium will provide you, oops. If you use Zoom, Nutrium will provide you with a link to, let me just change this up a bit. Okay. Nutrium will provide you with a link so you can added to the meeting. Okay, so now I'm going to choose without a video call because that's not necessary right now. Wait, I'm sorry. There's a lot of integration as well in here that Inez will go through in a second. So now I'm going to just show you the appointment flow so this runs as smoothly as it can. So you can see here that we divided this in 8 steps, which are the steps that you would ideally use in a nutrition consultation. But you can just go forth and go back any steps that we have in here. So in the first step was where you'll meet the client and make the whole assessment. So you can see here the reason for appointment, their personal and social history. You can type in anything from bowel movement, sleep quality, alcohol consumption. And if there's anything you're not finding in here on the software, you can just type in on these fields that we have. And then you can add in dietary history, such as types of diet, favorite food, any allergies, and food intolerances. And then on the last section of this side, you can have observations. So again, if there's anything that you ask in addition on the consultation, you can add that information in here as well. And on the right side, you'll add their food diaries. Here's a very important step of the nutrition consultation. Obviously, it's knowing what the client usually eats. And then in here, you can type in any kind of information. Now, this step does not provide you with nutrition analysis, which is something that we know that it's very important as well. And we also be teaching you how to do that. But in this particular step in information, it does not provide that. It is just a place where you can type in their daily habits. In here, you can type in any eating behavior that they have. So any specific things, for example, they like to eat before bed, or they they have lunch at work, so they don't have the possibility to make their meals on the spot. They have to bring something pre-made or have to go out, anything that you find important. And here is medical history. So any kind of medication, diseases, personal and family history, which is also very important. And this section is very interesting as well, is where you can set goals. So for example, when a client comes into the consultation and they have a goal that they want to achieve, or a goal that you set for them that you can negotiate, you can add these goals in here and track them. Okay, so it's we predict that in a month you are able to stop eating before bed or start drinking more water, and then you can track those goals in here. And you can also add files. So for example, any previous food diaries, any pictures that they send you, any blood analysis, you can add all of that information in here. So now moving on to the second step, and this one is follow-up. And this step will be a very, very important when you start accompanying clients throughout, for example, 4 or 5 months, or even just after the first appointment, because here is where you'll be seeing everything that they do on the daily basis. So in here, they can send you information about what they have been eating, so their food diaries, which is also very important. And you can immediately see here what these foods translate in terms of energy and macronutrients. And Nutrium gives you a color code, so you can see, okay, I can see that my client is not being compliant to what I have recommended. Let me see why. Okay, breakfast is off the window, so my client has not been eating the breakfast that I have recommended. And why is this so important? Is because you can take action right here. So you can see that for the past week, my client has not been meeting my recommendations. I can take actions right away and see how we can improve this, how I can make my recommendations more adapted to that client so they can be compliant. And I can see here, so breakfast and lunch were not good meals that day. And I can see here as well how it translates in terms of micronutrients and energy. Not only for foods, but it can also let me know of what their water intake throughout the day and physical activity as well. So now going to measurements, this is also a very cool feature. You can see here that I have kilograms and centimeters, but don't worry, you can actually change this for pounds, stones, and even foot and inches, because it's personalized to different countries. But in here you can register anything from their weight, their height, their skin folds, their blood pressure, cholesterol, and even body fat percentage and other types of body composition. Now you're saying like, this is too much, I don't track all of this. It's totally fine. You can then just come below here and set the measurements that you want to see. So for example, if you only track weight and height, or not even that, you can then just personalize this to what you normally use. And when you are consulting with the client throughout time, you'll be adding here, for example, their measurements in terms of weight. And Nutrium provides you here with an evolution graph that tells you, okay, this client has had many variations on weight, so that's why we're here. So we're going to help him achieve their goals, and this is very interesting. So we can have a visualization of of the progress. And another thing that's very interesting is that clients often like to have a report on this. So you can just click in here and print this chart. So we can create a PDF, which I'm showing you right here, which is this one. Okay, so they can print out and you can send this to them, all of their measurements throughout time in terms of skin folds, in terms of their weight, and so on. So all of the measurements that you had in the software are going to print it out in here. And I also want to bring attention to this button, which is this button is game changer. So if you click in here, you can just add all of the measurements at once. Was really a time saver. So now I'm moving to planning, and you can see here from what I have registered. So this is my client's weight right now. This is their body fat percentage, and this is their body mass index. And what I will be doing here is set their goals. So I want my client to reduce weight, to improve weight. I don't want to change weight at all, and that's totally fine, because Nutrium gives you here a recommended number, but you can always change this. So for example, I'm going to change this to 75. And whenever you see these little dots below a number or any kind of button, you can change this option. So here I'm going to change here the goal for 75 kilos, and everything else is fine. So you can see here then that your client is currently sedentary. So I'm going to add in some activity, and I'm going to add in here a level. So let's say that you do not want this level because, for example, this translates into a physical activity level in terms of number, and you want to set out a specific number. You can also calculate this and add in all of any activity that you want, and it will give you as well the physical activity level. Then I'll be calculating their energy needs in terms of the basal metabolic rate, and then I can add different kind of equations. So I have here every equation if you're based in the UK. We have here Mifflin St. George if you're based in the US. We have here also some equations for athletes, specific for athletes, and you can find all of this information on our help center. And then I'll just choose the equation, and then I just choose, okay, so I want to use the BMR and the physical activity level, and then Nutrium will give me the calories per day that my client should be spending, so I can then make the recommendations in terms of their food. But let's say that, okay, I think my client needs a little bit of adjustment because I know their lifestyle, and I think this will not be something that he will comply with. So I'm going to, for example, reduce this a little bit. And then you can see in here that this already translated to the next step. You can see here there's a logical path to everything. So first thing I decided, okay, what their weight is going to be, what I want this to be target. And then I calculate all their energy needs, and then I make the macronutrient distribution. So in here we divided this in terms of proteins, carbohydrates, and fat, and you can set in their percentages for each one of them, and then it translates to total quantity in grams and grams per kilogram. So at the moment, it's only possible to add to change this number in terms of percentage. You can just scroll in here and we'll update on the numbers per grams. And again, if you're based in the US, we have the Institute of Medicine recommendations. If you're based in the UK, we the recommendations are very similar, but for example in here, if you're based in the UK, you have here the UK recommendations for dietary fiber, and if you're based in the US, you have here the recommendations for dietary fiber, which are a bit different. So now I have set out their requirements in terms of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and then overall calories. And now I'm going to put together my recommendations in terms of the meals throughout the day. Now, if you do not use meal planning in your current practice, it's totally fine. You can just skip this step. But if you do, this is a very interesting step because you can create your meal plans which can have an awesome variety of recommendations for your clients. You can use one meal plan template, for example, to give them recommendations throughout the days what they should be eating, or you can, for example, add different versions for each day of the week. And adding foods is very, very simple. You just click in here and search for the fruit. So for example, I have here some cereals or bread. I have here a fruit, and then I'm just going to add, for example, a yogurt. And I can choose here for different serving sizes or food portions, and then I can check here the nutrition information of that food. And then I just add it in, and you'll see that the software will calculate everything automatically. I just wanted to bring attention again for this step, which is you can add your own foods, you can add your recipes, and then you can have different food databases as well. You'll see here that you can add different meals. You can change the name of those meals. You can change the time of these meals. You can personalize this meal plan as much as you would like. And we actually received a question during this week if how the software is adapted to different dietary needs. And this is what is great about this this section, is that you can create your own meal plans with everything that your clients need. We have the option for you to create your own meal plans and then save them for future use. And we also have some templates you can use already that are adapted to different dietary needs as well. And you can see here that while you're adding the foods, the software calculates everything for you, and you can see right away, okay, I have too much fiber and I have a little bit of carbohydrates and I'm short on fat and protein. So I can make changes to that meal plan so they are compliant to what I have recommended. And then I can also see what this translates in terms of micronutrients, which is great. I can see here, for example, calcium is a little bit short and I should pay a little more attention to sodium. So I can just quickly go to the meal plan and make the adjustments that my client needs. Again, you can also, as I said, you can also import meal plan templates. So from what we have already added to the software, or you can even add your own templates and add it to this step as well. And here is where you would add them as a template. Again, PDFs are also great, and we also have the option for you to print this out and give to clients by email or even in paper. And let me see, yes, this is what it would look like. So you can see here that I have my logo. You can see here that I have my color scheme, and this is what I have recommended to my client. Everything is organized by meal and time of the week and all of the foods that I have added, so I do not need to worry about creating a layout of my meal plans. So now on second step, and this one is great to be an addition to the meal plan, or if you're not using meal planning, you can just use this section to give all the information that is important to your client. So in here you can have recommendations of physical activity, any foods to avoid. They should have, you can see here my client has a little bit too many foods to avoid, and you obviously can change this. You can delete foods, and you can add foods as well. And then in other recommendations is an open text field where you can type in any kind of information you want. You can type in, for example, recommendations for cooking methods at home, recommendations for keeping on track of their goals, recommendations for lifestyle changes, anything that you like. And what is great about this is you can also add in templates. So whenever you see this icon, it means, okay, this is a time saver for me because it allows me to import something within the software that I have already created or that I want to save time in the future. So you can also import recommendations that you have from other clients and then make changes for the templates that we have added as well. And in here, it's also very important, water intake. You can also give them recommendations to, for example, improve their water intake throughout the day and say, okay, so this is what we are going to negotiate, this amount of water you're going to drink throughout the day. And this will reflect on their app because it will prompt reminders to them within the app so they can drink water and they can let you know if they have been compliant, as I've shown in step 2. And now step 7 is where we check if everything that we've recommended to the client is okay. So we create the meal plan and then we see in here, okay, so how is my meal plan for this client at the moment? So you can see here that I'm still a bit short on calories. So I would need to go back if I wanted to. I can see here the macronutrients for each the macronutrient distribution throughout the day, the fat distribution, in here carbohydrates and proteins. Here protein is very interesting per meal. You can see here lunch and dinner are the biggest sources of protein of my meal plan. And then you can see here that the proteins are my source of the protein is a bigger source for dinner and lunch. And in here, the calories. And also you can see here the micronutrient distribution. So you can see here again if the meal plan is being compliant to what the client needs. And if you're based in the US, you have the Institute of Medicine. Again, if you want to change it for the UK recommendations, you can do that right away. And then in here, for example, remember where I said that calcium was a little bit short? I can then just change here for the nutrient, and I can see here what foods are contributing the most for calcium, and I can change that to see what foods are contributing less for this nutrient. And finally, we can see here the macronutrient distribution per each meal. Again, clients love to get these reports, so you can also print this out and send it to them, and this is what it will look like. So they have access to all of these pie charts, and they have access to their nutrients as well. So in the last step is where you'll be giving all the information to the client, and this is what makes Nutrium different from other platforms out there, is that you can have a mobile app, offer them a mobile app with all of this information, and as well as a place for you to communicate with them. And why is this very easy to provide them with, is that you can even either choose to give them access on their mobile, sending a text message, or by email with an email to the instructions. So you just need to have one of this information. You do not need to have both, but you can have both, but you don't need to give them access, because you can choose one of these options. Or alternatively, you can just send them the meal plan by email. Nutrium already has a template that you can change, and the meal plan is already attached in here. And then you just choose, okay, so my client has the option to have the messaging, confirmation of appointment, weight recording, and food diaries, and you can personalize this to what you think is best. And then you just schedule the next appointment for when you'll be seeing the client after that. And then last step, you just finish this appointment, and then you're good to start your next one. So now I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And I wanted to ask, because it's a lot of information at once, and I wanted to ask if you guys have any particular question in here.
Yeah, Manuela, was checking the chat box, and we have some questions about the food diary. So, for example, Danielle asked, oh no, this was not related to food diary, but it was related to the planning section. So Danielle asked if the macronutrient percentages can be customized or can only be recommended, can only be the recommended levels by IOM or SICN.
Okay, that's a great question. And it's something that we like to, let me just share again. It's something that we like to let clients know, is that none of the information that is Nutrium is what the client needs to use. So we have here the section that is recommended, but it's only a recommendation, so professionals can know, okay, so these are the general guidelines, but we know that one size does not fit all. So we see that, for example, some clients need to have an addition of protein. Some clients need to have more attention in terms of fat. So if you scroll down in here, you can see here that recommendations is 10 to 35%. But I can choose this to be, for example, 40%. The software will allow me, because we give the possibility for the professional to adapt the recommendations or adapt what they're going to provide the client with as much as possible. So you can choose here protein 40%. Obviously, it needs to match up to the 100%. But for example, if I have 15 here, it will adapt to that. So I can then just play with the percentage that I want my client to meet. And for example, if you normally use, for example, total grams, you can also, for example, play with percentages until you meet what your recommendation is.
Okay. So yes, so I think this answers Danielle's question. So I haven't answered in the chat, but Manuela managed to do it now. Yeah, regarding the meal plans, Betty was asking how can we change grams to ounces in the food section? So this would be through the common measures, right? That
Yeah.
later,
So
yeah.
So for example, we have here, if you're using the USDA, whenever provided, we have here, for example, I guess I had yogurt. Yeah, so a container, you can see here there is ounces and grams, because this is the information provided through the USDA database. If you think that this will be a bit confusing to your clients, you can edit the information of that food, and then you can just delete the grams, and then it only shows the answers. But this is only possible when provided through the database.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Let's check here another one regarding the food diaries. So let me check. Okay. Oh, I'm not able to find it. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure I know what the question is going to be, because we have this question a lot. And can I guess? Can I try to guess?
I guess so. Okay. Yeah, I'm not finding the question for some reason, but I'll keep looking for it.
Okay. But a very common question that we get is how to get the client's food diaries and have the nutrition information of that. What we recommend you to do with our platform is, first things first, give them access to the app, to the mobile app, because there they have the option to let you know what they have been eating, either with pictures or with the database within the software. And if you want to use the nutrition information, what we recommend is that they use the database in there. So if you give them access to the app, and then ask them, okay, just let me know what were your last 3 days in terms of meals through the app with the food diary. And when they do, you will get that information in here in step 2, follow up. So when they type in their foods, you'll be able to know, okay, the client has had cornflakes, raspberries, tea, and then tea with milk. Okay, so I know that these were the meals of my client. Morning snack, they had Greek yogurt and so on. And I can see here that they had 62 grams of fat, 175 grams of carbohydrates, protein, fiber, and I have here the macronutrient information of that food diary, and energy as well. And at the moment, it's only possible to have the macronutrient information and energy. And if you want to have, for example, the complete nutrient information in terms of micronutrient as well, what we recommend you to do is type in, yes, this will be needed to be done manually. So type in their foods in here, so you can ask them, okay, so they had these meals on Monday, these meals on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you can have all of that. You can add in all of the foods that they'd had, and then just print this out as a PDF, and then use the analysis of the meal plan to get the information of those food diaries as well. And then you have here the complete information in terms of micronutrients, micronutrients, protein per meal, and so on. This is very complete analysis. And then just save this as a PDF as well. So this will be the most comprehensive way to get the analysis of food diaries, is typing them in meals, and then having the analysis of the of that food diaries in here. Did you find the question?
Not really, but it had to do with the micronutrients part. So yeah. Okay, so we have another one here regarding the database. If it contains information, for example, on UK ready meals.
So at the moment, we only have McKenzie's and Widance's database. So what we have added are the foods that are added there. I don't believe we have that one that you're asking, but we have, in addition to the UK, we have 16 plus databases that are used throughout Europe, and the USDA, the Canadian as well.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and well, I don't know if you want to go over the Q&A chat box.
Yes, so now I'll be answering the questions of the specific to nutrition in the Q&A, while Ines is going to get an overview of other features on the software.
Okay, so I'll start by sharing my screen. Okay, can you see it? Okay.
Yep.
Right, so now I'll cover the left side menu of the software. So this is the homepage that you saw earlier in Manuela's screen. Here you can check your next appointments and future appointments. And also you can see some statistics, open conversations, etc. Moving on, we have the calendar section. That's where you can see when you have your appointments, what appointments you have scheduled for the week or for the month. And also, if you click on a day, you can just schedule an appointment just like Manuela did earlier. In clients, that's where you can see your client list. So you can see all your clients, but you can also filter clients. So you can see which clients are active this month. So I can see these are my active clients this month. This means active clients means that these are the clients you are following up with during this month. So if you're creating meal plans for them or editing any information in their profiles, also scheduling appointments with them. So this would be the active clients. And this is by month. So this is something that at the beginning of the next month, then you can activate as many clients as you want. So you can also filter clients by tags. So this means, for example, I'm going to Lauren here. I'm going to her profile and she has a tag, type 1 diabetes, and she's also vegetarian. So I can add this tag. Oh, it isn't vegetarian. Okay, so now I'm looking for clients with the tag vegetarian. I think this didn't, it didn't update it. Okay, let us go there again. Okay. Okay, it's here. So my clients with the tag vegetarian, it's Lauren. So I can easily filter clients with the tags that I assign to them. So it's easier for us to find someone in this list. It's also possible to filter clients from workplace. So I can see which clients I see in each workplace. There are also some statistics that you can check here for your clients. And then moving on to the payment section. This is where you can request payments to your clients. So we have an integration with Stripe that you can enable when you go to this section, and the software will show you all the steps that you need to take. At the moment, I already have made this integration. So this I've already requested some payments as well to two of my clients, and we can see that they are pending. And this one was canceled, for example. I can click here and see all the details. So the amount, the description of my service, and also the payment link. So I'm still waiting for this client to pay me. And in this button, that's where I can request a payment. So I just need to click here, choose my client, the service, add the description, and then they will receive this by email. You can also see the available balance on your account, and you have the possibility to transfer this balance to your own account. So this is what you can do with the payment feature of Nutrium. Moving on to messages. you can, in this section, you can exchange messages with your clients. So you have access to other, some open conversations that you already started. You can send messages to clients that have tags, for example, all my vegetarian clients or athletes, diabetic, etc. Or I can also send to all my clients a single message. I can write the message here, I can attach any file, and I can not choose this option to notify by email, so they can receive this message as well in their email. Because this will be sent to their mobile app in case they have access to it. But you can also choose to select this option so they can get the message in both places. So you can also filter conversations. You can also archive conversations so it is more organized. And now moving on to follow-up. This section is very similar to the one that Manuela just showed you, because it shows all the activities of all your clients, not just some clients, but all your clients. And you can have an overview of how they are doing, if they are being compliant with the meal plan or not. You can see here which ones are complying, which ones are struggling. And you have an overview here by day. For example, you can see that Jordan was struggling on Saturday, so maybe we can check what's wrong here. William, for example, did not eat supper on this day, so I can quickly send them a message to check on him and see how can I help, if everything is okay, and quickly send them a message to their app. So these are all activities that they inform you of through their mobile app. So after giving them access, like Manuela showed you a while ago, I will now show you how you can, how the mobile app for your client looks like. So I'll play here a video. So this is the main dashboard where they can see, they can let you know how their meals, if they are being compliant or not, what changes did they make, the next meal, the water intake that they can register. They can also register physical activity, and this will always be in the follow-up part on your end. They can also check messages, so they can reply to you through the mobile app. They can send you a new message, write the subject, write the message and send it to you. They can also send you pictures if they are in the supermarket, for example, and they don't know if that product is good for them or not. They can also see their meal plan and recipes here, all the information of the recipe, foods to avoid and other recommendations, measurements in case you have registered, and then the food diary part. They can go to the food diary menu and they can edit anything. So they can go back in time and they can edit any meal or add any meal that they had. Anything that was not prescribed in the meal plan. And here they can also check the next appointments and all the appointments they had. This was a bit quick, but if you have any questions, let us know. But basically, this is where they can check all the things you do on the software on your end, and then they can check them on your end. So they will have access to the meal plans, physical activity, water intake, recipes, and they can use the food diary feature as well. Okay. So moving on. We go to the next step, that is foods. So here you can check any food from any food database, but you can also add new foods to the software. So if you cannot find a particular food in the software, you can just click here and add the name, can select the food group, oops. You can add any information. It's not, you have a lot of fields, so they are not all mandatory, but you can add the ones you want. And you can also add common measures, for example, tablespoon or anything like that, that is easier for your client to understand. Just click on Save and Close, and it will be on your My Foods database. Moving on to recipes, you can also create your own recipes. In this case, I'll show you one that we already have here. So this is how it looks like. You can just write the basic information and then the ingredients. That's very similar to the part where you create a meal plan. You can also check the global analysis here, the cooking method that you can add, and also any portion and common measures that you want to add as well. Then you can print this recipe, so you can deliver it in PDF format if you want. In this case, let me check. I can show you how it looks like. So it looks like this, So you can see how a recipe that you created on the software with the photo, all the information, ingredients, cooking method, and nutritional information looks like for you to send to your client. But if you add the recipe to the meal plan, you don't need to send them by PDF. Okay. So, yeah, you can also create a new recipe here. The equivalence part is where you can create a list of equivalent foods. So for example, if you want to create a list of cereals for breakfast that are equivalent between them, for example, you can create it here. And moving on to templates, these are the templates that Manuela mentioned earlier as well. So we have some system templates, 16 templates if I'm not wrong. Some are more generic and others are more specific, for example, gluten-free or high protein, that you can use with your clients. So you can open one and just, if you want to use it, you can click here in duplicate, and then you'll be able to edit the meal plan. So now I cannot do anything, but now I can because I duplicated it, and now I can delete any food. I can add other foods that I want. So that's really simple. And it will also show you the layout that you're used to in the meals tab of the client's profile when you're creating the meal plan. It's very similar. So yeah, and you can create your own meal plans. For example, you just need to click here, and then you'll have your own database of meal plan templates. So you can later import into your client's profile. So and you don't waste time creating meal plans from scratch. So that's a useful tool. You can also create foods to avoid templates and recommendations templates. We have some templates that are in the system, but you can create your own again, and then just import them into your client's profile when you are in your client's profile. Finally, you can check all the activities here. This is an activity log from both your activities and your clients' For example, you can see here the appointment was postponed, so that can be useful if you want to keep track, and some statistics as well. So this is all of the left side menu, I believe. Manuela, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I have one that it's interesting. It's from Tala, and she asked how so you can provide her with more information about recipes and how it translates to the meal plan and the mobile app as well. So basically, how clients get access to the recipes.
Okay, so that will work. I'm going to a client's profile, William again. And I'm going to meals. That's where I have his meal plan. And I'm going to add here. So if I want to add a recipe to his meal plan, I just look here for the My Recipes database. And I can choose the common measures that I want, that I defined previously in the recipe section, and I just add here, and then he will be able to see this recipe in his mobile app. So the way you have for your clients to check the recipes in their mobile apps is by adding them to the meal plan. Or you can also save them as a PDF, as I showed before, but that's not that practical, let's say, because you still have to attach them to a message and then send it to your clients. So this would be the most practical way for them and for you as well. Well, I think this was the question.
Yep. And then there's another one on the messaging section, is that if it allows hyperlinks. So if you can attach a link to the message to be sent to the client.
Yes, I believe so, right? Yeah, you just need to paste it here, and then it will be sent directly to the client's app or email if you select this option as well. Yeah.
And another one is about payments, about the currency. I believe it's because we have there in euro, and Lillian is asking if it is possible to change or use another currency.
Okay, yeah, it will depend on the place you are. We're based in Portugal, so that's why we have euros here. But if you are in the UK or in the US, it will change according to the country you're in. So yeah, that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, and on my end, I believe that's everything. I think I got everything else covered.
Okay, so can I move on to the next features? Okay, so other features that we have are the ones here on the right side. So if you click on your name, you can check your profile here. So it has all your information. You can add your picture, birth date, everything. And then you can create your workplaces. So in this case, we have this one here that is already created. You can add your own logo. So for the people that were asking if they were able to add their logos to the meal plans, that's where you can do it, because a client will always be associated to a workplace. So you can here add the picture of your logo, so the logo of your workplace. You need to fill out all of this information, and you can also select a color for your meal plan layout or recipe layout. So it is more organized. You can also define and create some services that you offer. For example, in this case, online consultation for new clients. In this case, can be the first online consultation. You can choose the duration, the price, and also the workplaces for this service. For example, this service is also online consultation, but for recurring clients. So you can have different types of services. I will show you in a minute why is this for. And then you can also add your secretaries as well. So now we're moving to a personal page and blog. And this is where you can create your website with Nutrium. This is completely free, so it's all part of our packages. Is not, you don't have to pay extra for this. This is how you can have a web page of your own and promote your services online. So you can create a page letting people know who you are, can write a text about you. You can link all your social media as well. You also have a part of a blog that you can, where you can write blog articles. So they will also be available in this web page. And you can let people know where you're seeing clients. So you can make a workplace public. So if we go here to your profile where we were a minute ago, this one is already, okay. You can decide here if it is private or public. This is related to the website. So that's where you can make a website public and make it visible on your website. And the same for recipes. So I have this recipe that's public, and that's because I want it on my website, and I want people to see it. So then you can manage which one you want to have. So now I will show you how this looks like. Okay. So this is how the website looks like. You can check here your name and picture. You can check your social media links here on top. Any person that finds you online can get in touch with you. So they just need to click here and send you a message that you will later receive on your email. And you can see all the text that you write about yourself or the workplaces that you made public, the blog posts as well, and the recipes. I will show you an example of a recipe. So this is banana pancakes. You can see the picture that you added before, and all the information of this recipe is online. You can also, oh, I'm sorry, I think this is not showing. Okay. Yeah, now it's showing. So this is the recipe that you have on your website. The picture that you added is here. All the information you added on the software, and you made it public, so it's visible for everyone online. And you can also, if you want to share a recipe in your social media or send it to a client, you can copy the link and just send it to them so they can access this recipe and this layout. If, for example, a client accesses your website, they can also save it and click here on the printer icon to save it. So that's what you can do with this. Now I'll show you something else, which is okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why this is not working.
We're still saying banana pancakes, and
Yeah,
I'm getting hungry.
Okay, I think I got it. Okay. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to show you is this button here. So this means that any person that finds you online, that finds your website, can book an appointment with you. So I'll click here. I'm a fake client, but I want to book an appointment with you. So I'll choose the location. I want it to be online, and it will be the first consultation. So I can see how long it will take and also how much it will cost me. And it's because weight management. And then I'll be able to see your availability as professional. So I'll choose Monday at 2 p.m. And then if I'm a new client, I can register myself here. Manuela, can you try and register as a new client, please, for me? So Manuela is going to register herself as a new client. So in this case, they just need to enter their details, so full name, select the gender, birth date, country, email, and define a password as well. They can send you a message if they want, and then they just need to submit a request. And then they will get a confirmation email in case we confirm it, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I just filled out the information, and then and now I will receive on my email inbox an email from Nutrium to confirm it, which I just did, and now I'm going to confirm the request.
Okay.
It's confirmed, and now magic might happen on the software.
Yeah. Well, and if it's a client that you're already seeing, they can just write here their email and password, that their credentials to access the Nutrium app, and submit the request as well. Okay, so now we'll see what happened. Okay, I'll go to my calendar. Okay, and I have a pending appointment, a pending request. So Manuela just submitted her appointment request, and now I can answer. So I can either accept or reject. If I accept her, she'll be automatically in my calendar. I believe will be this one. And if it's a new client, yeah, she's already here. So I don't need to register in the software. The software does that for me. So that's a really useful system for you to use with your clients. And then when you have this set up, so to set this up, you need to go to your calendar section, and then the software will prompt you to do some things to enable this feature. So what you need to have is public workplace, create services in your page, and something is missing.
Your work schedule.
Yeah, the work schedule. So that's where I was going now. So the work schedule, you have to click here. So you're in your calendar. You can go to this icon here, and you can set your working schedule for every day of the week and for your different workplaces. So I'm working in nutrition for you from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then I'll move to online practice to 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. If I want, I can add new time frames, but in this case I don't. I can also disable some days, so I can let people know that I'm not working on Thursday, so I don't have this open for them. And then I just need to save. And these are the 3 steps for you to configure this feature. So then you can just start sharing the link that will be generated here. So in this part, you have it lets you know if you have any appointment request or not. So in this case, I don't have any new appointment request, but I have this link, and I can share this link, for example, on my Instagram, so that people can book an appointment with me through this system. It's really practical and useful. Okay. So next here we have the manage subscription section. That's where you can subscribe to Nutrium and manage your subscription in case you want to upgrade or do anything else. It's important also to fill your billing information. Configurations and preferences. That's a very useful section because you can change almost anything in the software. So you can change the language, the weight, length, energy units, etc. This is where you can disable, if you don't want to use it, you can disable the appointment request system that we just saw. You can also disable some of these features for your clients in the mobile app. So for example, I don't want to exchange message with my clients, so I will disable this. I don't want my clients to register their weight, so I can disable it as well. That's up to you. You can also manage the notification, the appointment notification. So if you want your client to be notified 1 hour before the appointment, or 2 hours, or 2 days, that's up to you. You can just define what you want. Here in the email and printing preferences, you can choose the meal plan sections, also change a little bit the design. Here, that's where you can add other databases. So in this case, I only have 2, but if you want to add others to have access to more foods, that's a useful tool as well. And I can also change here the lunch and dinner section. So if I just want to have, I don't know, a side dish, and I can remove the appetizer, that's up to me as well. And here, measurement preferences, that's what we saw a while ago while Manuela was showing the measurements part. So that's where you can also decide what measurements you want your clients to have. So that's all for now. Oh, you can also check this apps and services integration. That's where you can manage the integration with other apps we have. So with Google Calendar, Zoom, Stripe, with these scales as well that we have integration. So you can just enable here or disable as you want. And yeah, and that's it. Oh, okay, that's not it. You can still go to the part of invite people and get some discounts for you. So if you share this link that you have here with your friends, you can offer them 20% off. And then when 5 friends register in Nutrium, you can get 1 month for free. And then if both you and your friends are subscribed to Nutrium, you get 20% off in your subscriptions while you're Nutrium clients and while both are Nutrium clients. So that's a good way for you to get some discounts when you subscribe and invite your friends to get to know Nutrium. Yes, and I think I covered almost everything or everything, Manuela.
Yeah, and at the moment there's not pending Q&As.
Okay.
So I guess we have everything covered.
Okay, that's great.
And we understand that is a little bit a lot of information,
Yeah.
but once you start using the software regularly, it will become very intuitive to you. So Yeah, do you want to cover anything else?
Maybe you can show that part that we mentioned earlier, if I'm not wrong.
Oh yeah, right.
How
So
to onboard new clients in the software.
yeah, so that is a question that we received during the week, which is very interesting. And we showed you basically all the features that you will need to have in order for your clients to get the booking and the payments and the app and then the appointment. And now we just wanted to give you like a recommendation how this process would go. So let's say that a new client wants to book in an appointment with you. So how would you explain to them? How would you onboard them within the software? So now I'm going to share my screen just because it's easier to remember um, what we are discussing. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, great. So let's say that a client wants to book in an appointment with you. So what would you first do? First thing, they would eventually find you online or access your information through your Instagram page or Facebook page or even any place online, or you can send them this directly. It would be your booking page. So let me see. Yeah, this is the one. Visit website, book appointment. So this is what you'll be providing the client. So everything that's in here, it's a great step, as Ines mentioned before. It's a great time saver both for you and for clients, with back and forth emails and what time can we meet, what is your availability. So if they click in here, for example, first online consultation, I want for any food allergies, and they can see your schedule and then just book the appointment, and you will receive that pending request in here. So you can see here that Manuela is asking for a lot of consultations lately. So you'll see here the booking request, and then right away you can decide if you want to accept or not. And there's a box where you can type in any kind of information. So you'll then accept the appointment request, and you already have all of the information of that client. What you will do next is one of the following, or send them the payment request with this in this section. So request a payment to the client. You will choose the client email, and then Nutrium will take care of everything, and they will pay through a secure platform, which is Stripe, and you'll get the payment of the client. And then, since you already have the client added to the software, what you will do is give them access to the mobile app. So for example, you'd go to this the last step and give them access to the mobile app, so they can start chatting with you. They can even send you their food diaries prior to the appointment. You can ask them any questions prior to the appointment, anything that you want, because you are already connected. And then when it's time for the appointment, you already have that scheduled in here in your calendar, and then you just start the appointment, either if it's online or if it's face to face. So that is how we recommend you onboarding the client. So Nutrium takes care of all the emailing and all the back and forth questions, because they already have decided when and where they want to see you with the booking link. You will then ask them to make the payment, and Nutrium already also gives an email saying your nutrition professional has asked you payment for the upcoming session that you're having, so they know which is the same software, which is the same platform, so they know that this is you that are sending the request. So you send the payment request, and once that is done, okay, so now I'm going to provide you all the tools that you need. First thing, I'm going to provide you with the mobile app, so you send them the login for the mobile app, and then you can start chatting for prior to the appointment, if that's something that you need. Or you can then already have the access to the app, so then just start the appointment and then have all of the information added to the appointment flow. And I guess that is it. And we already have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I can check this. So PayPal is not an integration yet. We only added this feature for like 5 months ago, or even less. And we only integrate with Stripe at the moment. And answering to Brenda, free initial 15-minute consultation, yes, it is also possible. On the service section that Ines showed you, you can add in any kind of service that you want, and you can personalize that service, for example, for a 15-minute free consultation. And then, for example, you can take a whole day of your weeks just for taking these consults, and then they just on the booking link, they just book the time for the 15-minute consultation, and which is great that you'll have access to their phone number and as well their email.
We have here another question. Is there a facility to organize a group session? So,
okay, group session. That's an interesting one because as Ines showed you, you can add tags to clients. So, for example, you can add a tag. I can just quickly show you. You can add a tag to the client, and then, for example, you can message them with resources. You can message them with their, for example, their weekly goal, their weekly task, and you can message them. For example, I have here weight loss program, and then I can say, okay, team, this is going to be your task for this week, and then explain everything to them. And you can send this message to them, all of them at once, even though they are not able to communicate with one another. So that would have to be done outside of the software. But you can communicate with them all at once and keep track. For example, as Ines showed you before, okay, so I want to see how all my clients for the weight loss program are doing. For example, here I only have one, but if I had more, I could see if they have been meeting their goals. For example, I can see in the follow-up if they're struggling or not, and so on.
yeah. Suzanne is asking if you wanted to charge them to join a group Zoom, is this possible?
It's a bit of the same of the 15-minute consultation. You can add this option to your services, and then they can book in for that specific service, which is, for example, a group program of the number of weeks you have set. But that is done with you and the client. So then, for example, you would ask them for the payment request regarding that booking that you have, but that can be done with the booking link and the payment, but not very it's not immediate right away.
Yeah. Okay. Let us know if you have any other questions. The recording, as I mentioned to some people, will be sent to you after to your email after this demo ends. So you can look, you can watch it and at your own pace and see things a bit more, well, not so fast. But yeah, I'm not sure if you want to say anything else, Manuela. Oh, okay.
No,
Let's
I
see.
guess.
Thank you, Danielle. I hope this was really useful to you. This was, I'm not sure if the first, but one of the first live demos we hosted. So we expect to do a lot more. Thank you so much for joining us and for being here with us. If you have any questions at all, just let us know in the software chat. We'll always be available to help you. And well, if you still didn't try the software, you can register and sign up for the 14-day free trial. And you can explore the software during those days.
Yeah, and I wanted to thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
And again, we are always welcome great feedback so we can improve.
Yes.
And things that you think it would be useful to add in the software as well. So do let us know.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm glad this was useful for some of you that are typing now some messages.
Well, thank you so much for the feedback. And I guess that's it.
Yeah, I believe we can finish this, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.